Recent fines have placed the team closer to bankruptcy than ever before, and last year's financials painted a bleak picture. But that's not all. NASCAR has also decided to extensively inspect the team. What exactly is going on here? Why is Hendrick Motorsports under the microscope? Join us as we'll go into the details and attempt to make sense of this unfolding drama. But before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more whereabouts on NASCAR. The question is how soon the past can replay itself. Let's ask Hendrick Motorsports. After all, it was just a month ago when NASCAR issued L2 penalties to each of the 4 HMS cars. And now the regulatory board has handed down another $150,000 and suspension penalties to the team for a similar infraction, which has given rise to rumors that the organization may be headed down the path of bankruptcy and debt. Following the event that took place on Sunday at Richmond Raceway, it was discovered that the cars driven by Alex Bowman and William Byron broke the rules that are outlined in the NASCAR rulebook. The governing body said that the team broke sections 14.1.d, 14.1.2b, and 14.5.6b because they made illegal changes to the greenhouse to make room for a windshield motor pipe. HMS has been given a total of $550,000 in fines so far this season, which includes the earlier penalty of $400,000 for violating the rules. The community has been led to speculate as a result of this, in addition to the fact that HMS was unable to earn a profit during the previous season. And regarding the penalty, Jeff Gordon caused a worry that he might go bankrupt. It's possible that things aren't as straightforward as they appear to be when it comes to managing the various financial components of owning a NASCAR team. Even though the drivers and their vehicles are constantly covered in the logos of large and sometimes even international sponsors, the amount of money actually made during each season may not live up to the expectations of many fans. During the course of that discussion, Hendrick Motorsports Vice Chairman Jeff Gordon disclosed that the powerhouse organization did not generate a profit during the 2022 racing season. NASCAR writer Austin Konensky wrote on Twitter, "This is not going to help their situation." He based this on Gordon's previous statement and the amount of money they owe in fines. In point of fact, NASCAR team owners skipped a meeting with the sport's governing body the year before, demonstrating their disagreement with the broken financial model of the racing competition. In addition, 4 members from different teams, including Jeff Gordon, Dave Alpern, Steve Newmark, and Curtis Polk, assembled a small group of reporters and expressed their displeasure with the economic model. And the same thing occurred last week when on Wednesday, NASCAR team owners didn't show up to a meeting with series leaders. Permanent charters, which are a big part of how the stock car series gets money, have brought the two sides to a standstill. The team owner council told NASCAR that they thought talks should be put off because they were afraid the meeting would be hijacked by talking only about the charters, which are multi-million-dollar promises of having a car in NASCAR's Top Cup series. According to Curtis Polk, a part owner of 2311 Racing and one of the 4 members of a negotiation group attempting to come up with a new business plan for the country's premier racing series, NASCAR stated it would have the meeting anyhow. The president of Joe Gibbs Racing, Dave Alpern, was reported as saying it was clear that if we got the whole group together, that's all anyone would want to talk about, which isn't usually a good thing. Alpern, Polk, Jeff Gordon of Hendrick Motorsports, and Steve Newmark of RFK Racing are all on the council. They're in charge of supporting all the teams. The owners went public with their dissatisfaction with what they regard as a broken business model, in which racetracks and NASCAR make the majority of the money and teams must rely on outside sponsors to run their organizations. Alpern and Polk told the Associated Press over the phone that they have made substantial progress with NASCAR on many crucial topics, but that they've reached a significant impasse on charters. In 2016, NASCAR started a charter system for 36 cars that are as close as possible to a franchise model for a sport that was started by the France family and is still privately owned by them. The contracts give the teams something of value that they can keep or sell, protecting the money they have put into the sport. The charters can be extended, but NASCAR can take them away if a team doesn't do a good job for a certain amount of time. The current charters are good until the end of the racing season in 2024. It looks like NASCAR won't even talk about the issue, even though the racing teams want the charters to be made permanent. NASCAR has said that it is ready to work with the teams to make sure they are financially stable, and the governing body reaffirmed that promise on Wednesday when the owners didn't show up for the meeting. What are your thoughts on Jeff Gordon's statements? Tell us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button for more updates. Now let's see what Hendrick Motorsports replied to the news of the penalty and whether it will appeal or not. For making unnecessary changes to its hood louvers, HMS was fined $400,000, given 100 drivers and owners points, 10 playoff points, and 4 crew chief suspensions last month. However, the team maintained that the adjustments were made because NASCAR's single-source supplier supplied them with parts that did not fit properly. Following their successful appeal of the ruling, the team was able to have the point deductions removed from their record, but the appeals panel confirmed the monetary and suspension penalties. This time around, the team has not been very forthcoming with details regarding their upcoming actions. In a statement, HMS said, "We're reviewing the penalties handed down by NASCAR today, and we'll decide what to do next after Sunday's race at Bristol Motor Speedway." Alex Bowman, who is driving for HMS, is currently in 7th place after falling from 1st due to the point penalties that were handed out by NASCAR. On the other hand, William Byron is currently in the 14th position in the table of points. But why did NASCAR choose Hendrick Motorsports for their inspection? NASCAR has the right to check any car after a race, and it regularly takes cars to its research and development facility for a closer look. These vehicles are frequently referred to as randoms, since they are occasionally chosen at random. However, this is not required of them. Kyle Larson and Josh Berry's Hendrick cars finished 1st and 2nd at Richmond, respectively, therefore their cars were disassembled at the track. Most of the time, these vehicles do not need to be inspected again because they have already undergone a thorough inspection. NASCAR decided that Bowman and Byron's Hendrick vehicles will be sent to North Carolina. The fact that it didn't take any others, when it usually takes 1 or 2 if not more, could be interpreted as a plan to tease HMS after the appeals board dealt a huge blow to NASCAR the previous week. According to Steve O'Donnell, NASCAR's chief operating officer, the decision to pull the Hendrick cars after Richmond was not made on purpose to undermine the team's performance. And recently, NASCAR made a big change to the rulebook about fines. According to an update that was provided on April 6th, NASCAR has altered the language that can be found in Section 10.5.2. In its current form, the provision reads as follows: National Motorsports Appeals Panel and Final Appeal Officer may not completely strike any element of an originally assessed penalty. These parties have the ability to modify the original sentence, but only within a limited range. For example, if NASCAR issues a penalty that is broken into 3 parts, a fine, a suspension, and a loss of points, the appeals panel cannot reduce one of those elements while preserving the other 2. They can either abolish the punishment entirely or make revisions that are within the scope of legal options. So, in the coming days, we'll see how Hendrick Motorsports handles the penalty and debt problem. And that's all we've got for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think of the video in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the upcoming video.